Alright, here's a presentation of my modular table. As you can see, I have a 2-car garage. Only one car fits in here right now. And I've got some empty spaces. So I have this space right here, and I have a space over there that these things roll into. So basically, it starts with one side, it comes down, it's got casters on it right here. And this is 22 inches deep by 53 inches wide. Okay, and basically whenever I put my table saw in here, the outside grooves of this thing fit into where I have routed this in. So I basically have routed in just a rough route, you know, basically where the table sits. And how I did that is I cut my top. I had my frame on here, and when my frame was full, I took the table saw, set it up on top of there, and I measured my router until I got down to this depth, and that told me how far from the top of the table, how far down I needed to come down to meet this depth right here. So whenever I routed it, it was all very flush because it basically came down and touched the table. It was an exact measurement. So I was able to route in just the first time. I didn't have to play around with the depth or anything like that. And so yeah, that's one side. The other side is kind of the same build, except for this is 24 inches deep, because that's how far it fits between here and here. I'm sorry, how deep it fits in there. And then also it's 52 inches deep, or wide. And the 52 inches wide, because I built this one first, was what really set the whole set for this, because I had to go from here to here, and that was the only available space that I had in my garage at the time. So this, I've got a Ryobi saw that basically comes, and I can fit it in just like this. Okay, and so that way, whenever I put stuff on here, it's flat across there. That's why it's recessed. It comes out because it's easier to maneuver and do things with. Plus, I've got a piece of wood here that I can use to make the table completely flat, and I've got one on the other side for that as well. So whenever this comes in, if I needed a completely flat space, I can do that. In fact, this one was the one it cut off here. You can see the grain matches up. So I figured that I'll take this one right here and put it over there and match it in, because this one I can just take the blade off of, or put the blade down and take the guide off and make it work. So this leaf I put together is 48 inches long, so the width of a piece of plywood, and 52 inches deep, just so that way, or wide, I guess, 52 inches wide, so that way it matches the two tables. And these things are pretty cool. These are latches that I use to pull the table together. I got these latches on Amazon for, I don't know, $10 each, or not $10 each. They were $10 for a pack of 4, which is kind of cool. They don't have to hold any weight, and I'll show you why here in a minute, but basically all they do is pull that together, so that way it clamps in. And so now my table, whenever I go and clamp all these together, which I will do for you. So now my table will hold together. Oops. I guess I unscrewed that for some reason. And it just pulls right in. There it is. Just like that. So now, with my casters, I can push the entire table around if I needed to. Or I can lock the casters, whatever works. So, I'll take this off and show you how it supports up there. All right. So what I've done, and I'm just going to lift this up. Give me a second. All right. What I've done for the inside of this is just have it too deep, and I've made a notch right here. That's just half the width of a 2x4. Okay. And so this 2x4 that spans the underside of this and goes completely underneath will fit right into this notch here. It's kind of hard to see with the light. I can kind of show you where it goes in here. So it goes in on the other side, and it just creates this little notch. And it sits on those notches, so you don't even have to have it, latch to have it work. The latch is purely to make sure that it doesn't slide out from underneath you or whatever. That's why it doesn't have to hold any weight. So, I will say honestly that this is very heavy. I will probably find some better way to store it at some point, but let me show you whenever it comes off here. Very heavy. Alright, so just real quickly. So then they're just two tables with a leaf. And this puppy, I'm gonna get my crap out of the way, fits right into here. Just like that. And same thing with the other one, over into this space. Anyways, that's it.